got up. Yeah, I'm still looking a little crusty. Not bald like your mama, but I'm still looking a little crusty. So let me open the sunroof, give you guys a show. You guys can watch the sunroof this morning. Give you some good vibes. Because I woke up and I just saw something crazy online. I saw someone say something very crazy, and it was shocking to me. Everything be shocking to me because I've been doing YouTube as an independent YouTuber. Okay, whether I'm as successful as others or not, I have been doing my independent channel for 2 years now, 2+ years. They have been streaming, coming up with topics and ideas. I've recycled some of my own stuff. I've gone back, looked at it, and stuff like that. I've been doing YouTube for a while as an independent YouTuber, right? I'm talking about not being bought out or monetized via another channel, not given an audience from another YouTuber or anything, not having inherited a dusty inheritance from a bandit or anything like that. This is my channel, and I've been working on this channel independently and with the help of some really great people for over 2 years. So when somebody has the nerve, after having multiple conversations with me on the back end about channels and things like that, to say that I am stealing their ideas when the whole concept of their channel is a name I used to call their boss. Okay, this is what really gets on my nerves. Hey, Joanne. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to be doing crime today. We're going to talk about black femicide, but that's going to be a little bit later. I just felt like I needed to come up here and address this because I'm very confused at how people think that somebody is stealing their intellectual property, right? Especially considering that, sorry, I'm trying to open the sunroof, but it's going to be too loud on the highway. So I'm just going to put that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to open the little thing real quick. Don't crash this. And, I'm just going to leave the sunroof open. Sorry, guys. It might be too loud. If it is, I'm just going to close it. But, I was very confused to hear a bandit say that I'm stealing from them. And it was confusing for me because before this bandit decided to roll out this idea of a tough talk show, more than 365 days ago, I remember having a conversation with this bandit via Instagram chat talking about I want to do a show called Tough Talk over a year ago at this point, right? And my Tough Talk, right? My Tough Talk that I'm going to be having on Thursday is not based off of bandit logic or mammy conversations that happen online, right? My Tough Talk is going to be based on a number of things, a lot of them crime related, right? Because when I talk about age gaps and grooming, I'm trying to address the issues of predators, right? Sexual predators. Predators in the community, predators in our neighborhoods, and things like that. And I think that we can't talk about that until we talk about the ideas that we have and the theories that they share about age gap dating and how we normalize grooming and things like that. Thank you, Smitty, for letting me know. He said your sound is very low. Let me see if I can change the setting. It might be on my car. So.
All right, so I did change the setting, so it should be. Oh wow, so you haven't been able to hear anything. Can you hear me now, Smitty? Let me know. Because this message that I've been sharing for the last 2 minutes is really, 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 really important. Oh, okay, Joanne. Thank you so much. All right. Very much so. Okay. So I have to start over because the soliloquy that I got on a minute ago was about a bandit having the audacity, after conceptualizing their entire channel, after a term that I used to call them, a terminology that I introduced to their dusty space. Not saying that bandit and those names hadn't been popular prior, right? Because we all know Cynthia started calling these bandits bandits, and they fell in love with the word, some of them. right? Admittingly so, and others resisted. But these bandits gonna go ahead and create a whole channel that's conceptualized after being called a bandit by me, right? And I'm saying this in the most humble way that I can. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to sit here and act like anybody in these spaces was calling any of you bandits or nakers or dusties. No, they were just like, maybe they might have been calling y'all dusty because y'all been dusty since the beginning of time. I'm going to go ahead and say this. You guys have been dusty and busted and disgusted since the beginning of time. So they might have been calling you that, right? But in terms of being called a bandit and conceptualizing your channels after being called a bandit, that came from me. Okay, it was a contribution that I'm not happy that I offered to you all. I do believe that I put a battery in some of you bandits' backs because you felt seen. I should have let you feel unseen for the rest of your life, how you've been being felt, right? I should have did that, but I didn't. All right, so I'll take responsibility for acknowledging a lot of you bandits who were unseen before I came in this space and started calling you that, right? But for a Dusty to get up here and say that a conversation that I had with him a year ago about a name of a show that I wanted to do that I stole from him. You know what, DJ Witch Doctor? I'm going to need you to go back into your IG, right? Go back about a year, maybe even further, right? When you were still under the loins of your father, Team Pegasus, Team Fatty, when he was still in your life, when he was still a present father, until he lost access to his mother, right? Go back into that time period and just remember when I talked about wanting to do a late night show, an overnight show, right? Oh, you can Joanne then yank Pan Mulattoism out of the chat. What were you in there saying, Pan Mulatto? What were you in there saying? Thank you, Joanne, for utilizing your wrench. But go back to the time where you were under the loins of Pegasus Bandit, right? We all remember the time when he was your father and you were his son, okay? We all remember the time. And at that time, when you were still under his loins and you were still arrogant and thinking, or maybe being influenced to think that you were beyond people in this sector, right? I specifically remember having a conversation with you, and I have a, I have a created thumbnail from a year and a half ago to prove this as well, where I said to you that you want to do a show called Tough Talks, and I created a show called Tough Talks. Now, and it specifically was meant to be on Thursdays, right? But I didn't put that as part of the thumbnail, so I'm not going to claim that. Maybe that's your one claim to fame for that title. Hi, Lana Love. What's going on, boo? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. You know, I'm up and at 'em, like per usual. But what I found extremely concerning is the fact that not only did you seem to forget this conversation that we had a year ago, you also had the audacity to get up there on your channel and say that somebody was copying you. You had the audacity to say somebody was copying you. And excuse me if I sound outraged and sarcastic, because it's so interesting how people who spent the majority of their time, yeah, I'm watching the road. I am, Lana. The camera is propped up. I have no hands. So I'm really just talking to you guys on the camera. But, you know, I just find it funny how people who stole concepts and ideas and who used terminology that were popularized by other people are going to call somebody, you know, say that somebody is copying them and say, oh, she straight up jacked my idea for the Thursday shows. Let me tell you something, honey. The audience that you have, I do not seek. Let me tell you this. I do not seek them people that be in your chat. And this is no shade to anybody that watches DJ Witch Doctor regularly. But what I see happening on your channel, I don't want that for my channel, right? So I promise you that when I rebranded the Tough Talks idea, it had nothing to do with stealing any ideas that came from your channel. For one. None. I have no interest whatsoever in taking any concepts that you have, because you have nothing that I want. You have no audience that I want. You have no visibility that I want. You have no clout that I want. You have no attention that I want. You don't even have clientele that I want. I don't want to be part of anything that's going on in that sector. So to insinuate that somebody is copying you and taking from you, somebody that you've taken from since the inception of your channel, right? The inception of your channel actually came out of the loins of somebody who stole a lot from my channel and from other people's channels. So to have you be the one to get up here and call somebody else a thief of ideas, I was shocked. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was very shocked. I woke up this morning because last night I said, listen, I'm not staying up with none of you niggas. I'm going to sleep. YouTube ain't my family, ain't my friends. This is an entertainment space, right? I definitely have met a lot of people on YouTube that, you know, I just think are good-hearted people, and I'm gonna stand by that. I've met a lot, even though I've met a lot of dusty people too. But I've met a lot of good people that have good personalities and are just like great people in general, that they don't start any trouble. They have a lot of fun online, and they use online as an entertainment space, and that's what I'm doing as well. So no, I didn't stay up all night with you bandits to listen to you have a conversation. No, right? I posted my link that or actually I deleted my show because I got a copyright strike around noon, right? So if anybody thinks that I'm hiding my show didn't disappear from my channel until I got a copyright strike, right? Which is interesting because what I found with reviewing shows, that depending on how the review and things go, I'm not usually getting a copyright strike. One thing I will say, there are certain channels that do always do a copyright strike, and I've been able to identify who they are and how they are now. None of the body cam channels do that. True Crime News does that because they're a bigger conglomerate. Doesn't matter if you even fight that one. They're just gonna keep on with them and others, right? But I've been able to play around with reviewing because it feels like a lot of the time, and I know this is probably just my brain making shit up, but it feels like depending on the review, I don't have a copyright issue. But if I'm having like a deeper conversation and getting into stuff, I find that that's when I get copyright strikes. So I got a copyright strike. And right after I deleted that video because it was way too much to try and like cut out, that was part of that show, I said on my community wall that I will be doing another Tough Talk show. I will be using the exact thumbnail that I have now for it. And I'll be doing that exact show again next Thursday. Meaning that next Thursday you can get up there on your channel and say that somebody's copying again. But I promise you the concepts and the ideas and conversations that I'm gonna have is not at the caliber or level that you're at. It's at a very different level. First of all, I haven't done a stream that wasn't vertical in over a year. So to compare our audiences and things like that, or that somebody's copying from you, would be insane, right? We're not even touching the same rooms at all. Not only that, but my last Tough Talks conversation involved a lot of crime, right? Talking about age gap dating and grooming and how that kind of led to the Celeste situation and other situations, right? I haven't even got deep on that topic alone. But that's a tough talk. Getting on here with two women and two men and having stupid ass conversations that are based off of YouTube talking points. No shade to anybody involved in your show. I think it's a great concept. I think you guys should keep doing it on Thursdays. I think you should do it next week again. I think you should schedule it for the same time as my show, which I realized that you did, right now that I went back. I think you should try to compete. Go at the same time as me. Do everything. Because me and you aren't on the same page. We're not doing the same thing on YouTube. Right? I talk about crime. I talk about issues that matter to me specifically, right? Women's issues, violence against women, femicide. Those are topics that are important to me. You can use your situation to talk about whatever bandit problems that you have. But to get on here now and try to insinuate, after all the theft that people in your space have done to myself and other channels, to get up here and insinuate that I'm trying to steal from your channel, that would be crazy. I don't think that would be crazy. Joanne said they're obviously insecure. Sometimes true crime critiques may overlap in content, but that doesn't mean you are a thief. He's not even a true crime content creator. He's a dust streamer. He talks about black and women dusty issues online. He talks about dusty people in the space. Like his channel is nothing like mine. It's not even a crime show. So to think that my idea is kind of mimicking yours, and I talked to you about having a tough talk conversation a year prior. This is what bothers me about people in this space. Like, they very quickly forget the position that they were in at one point when they feel like they got some popularity. All these people who sit here and feel like their channels are better than others, who have housemaid mammies who get up there and think they're representing for every black woman and speaking up for every black woman. No, these are a lot of channels that are just people who are feeling driven by popularity. They're not offering anything intellectual. A channel who's sitting up there with listen, I don't want to get in on everybody, but we're talking about channels who we got black men with white wives acting like they're advocates for black women. Let's be real. Let's be real. I'm trying to leave people alone, but these type people, I was on Venus channel, and you got this mammy jumping in there trying to attack me, talk about people pissing on me, sounded like a whole nigga. The people in this space have no room to talk. That space have no room to talk about anything. My channel is about crime. So I find it really weird that you would get up on your little funky ass channel and say that I'm trying to copy you. Who's trying to? No, I have nothing to copy from you. I don't want your audience. Lana Love says, I don't think his tough talk will be the same. Yours was with video evidence, with police and all. It won't ever be the same as theirs. Exactly. Never. It won't even interest the same people. And I say this with love. Well, you are not me, I am not you. You are a concept of your own, I'm a concept of myself. So for you to get up there and take a concept that we talked about in the past, I talked about with you, and say that I'm trying to steal from you, you're delusional. You should have left that thought in your head. Because the fact that you got up on your channel and said, I see Flo run off on the floor, she trying to steal from... We're not on the same level intellectually at all. And this is not me trying to call you dumb. I'm not. We're just not on any we're not on any similar level. I'm not thinking how you are, you're not thinking how I am. And I can say that with surety. Do you think if a woman hits a man, he can hit back? No. Yeah, that guy talks about relationships only, no evidence. Yeah, he talks about relationships. He talks about YouTube talking points. Hey, Scarred Beauty. Hey, boo. She says, who we dragging? Some bandit on here who want to get on his channel. Mind you, I was sleeping last night, getting my beauty sleep, getting my 9 hours. And this bandit gonna get on his channel and say, oh, I see Flo trying to steal my ideas. Scarred, mind you, this is after this bandit created a whole channel based after me calling him and other Dusties in the space a bandit. This man is the child of Team Fatty. If you guys know who that is, he's the child, he's the son of Team Fatty. This man is trying to get up here and say that I was trying to steal a concept, an idea from him, that I'm copying. I wish you would have kept that thought to yourself. I wish you would have just let that be an intrusive thought, because the fact that you got up on your channel and tried to say I was copying you is crazy. I mean, this is the same guy who waits an hour after Venus gets back on YouTube and then gonna go review her stream. Exactly. Listen, this is the child of Fatty. This is his son. His son. Mind you, Fatty helped him build that channel up, brought him an audience, made him conceptualize that shit after the being called a bandit. I mean, these niggas were getting up there with ski masks and everything, claiming that bandit title. Now he's trying to say I'm copying him. How am I copying you? How? If we're not the same, we don't even do content on the same parameters or level. When I do my content, all I do is talk about real crimes. I give you evidence. I give you data. I read articles during my stream. How are we the same? How am I copying you? Exactly, Mia. And this is not even me trying to be arrogant. Hi, Mia. How you doing, Mia 516? She said, every word out of his mouth is a curse. Low life. Can't compare himself to you. But it's so interesting how all these people want to make a comparison, though. I never even knew that this man would get up on YouTube and make a comparison between me and him, and act like because I've been over by his channel that means I'm sitting there stealing concepts from him. You're stupid, bro. I have evidence. I go with my tough talks. That was what I was going to do. I still did that. My conversation 90% data driven today. I was literally reading research articles. He's trying to get a rise out of you. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think it is at this point, Joanna. That's what I think it is at this point, because it doesn't make any sense. I don't get how these people are. I just don't get it. I mean, Scarred, listen, she said people are bored and have no content, so they want to make others their content. This man had literally waited for somebody to finish a stream in an hour, and I'm not talking about a stream that's like hilarious, you know, somebody's exposing themselves or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about regular streams of regular Dusty Bandits online. He's gonna go over there right after they finish, an hour later, boom, fire up a stream. This is what that man does. This is what that man does. I don't be in his chats. I don't be watching nothing he does. I don't even watch his Tough Talk show. Not trying to be mean to anybody involved in that show. You know, shout out to you if you feel like you want to grow your image in this space. I would caution against it, but a lot of y'all would think I'm being a hater, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But to have the audacity to think that I'm stealing from you, sir, after you and your Faja, Fatty, Team Fatty, after y'all literally stole concepts from people, built a channel based off of reviewing and other people coming to your channel and having arguments. It's just crazy to me. I mean, I was shocked to hear this, honestly. So I think, honestly, DJ Witch Doctor, I think you owe me an apology. I think you owe me an apology, because if you go back on your transcripts, and I'm sure you keep these transcripts even after you get blocked, because you were blocked for a year and a half. And then I was like, you know what, let me unblock a lot of these people. Sky Beauty said, these weird-ass panels don't work unless they're bashing women anyway. Exactly. That's why they have to string in these new people. And again, I'm going to caution these new people. Do not attach your imagery to these channels. I promise you. I promise you it's not worth it. I promise you, if you're trying to build a long-lasting channel and you attach your imagery to these channels, it's not going to benefit you. Joanne, no, he's not getting a lot of followers. And this is not shade. I think if he built a better type of platform in the long run, he will have a better audience. But unfortunately, he's piggybacking off of a lot of old concepts and ideas. He's got about 1,000-something subscribers. So, you know, honestly, he's been there a while. I and other people have lapped his channel. You know, he's had his channel out for a little while now. But like I said, the beginning of his channel being live, it was under the loins of somebody else. Some other dude was walking him through that. So it's weird. It's weird how these people who can't even build a channel, mind you, when I tell you I get a lot of hate online, and this is not me trying to act like I'm some special Jesus Christ person. No, I talk cash shit. A lot of it is about how dusty and mammies a lot of these people are in these spaces. Talk cash shit, have a lot of fun, can be very witty on here, right? Sure, I get it. I'm gonna create a lot of enemies with that. But people have done nothing but talk cash shit about me. And I still built a channel up. I still get subscribers every time I stream. I still am getting new audiences. My algorithm has changed. I don't even have majority of you people in my algorithm. So, honestly, even if this nigga gets on here tonight and goes and does let's trash Flora stream, I'm still gonna wake up and do another stream and get the audience that I want. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but as channels grow, right, the amount of people who watch your channel is gonna vary. One day I can have 300 views. One day I can have 200 views. The next day I can have 12,000 views. The next day I can have 24,000 views, right? When you diversify your channel and you allow yourself to talk about different things and new audiences, that's what happens. The fact that this ninja really got on here and said that is pissing me off, because I don't understand. You have done nothing original with your channel whatsoever. Not one thing. You can't tell me one. You can't. Even when your channel became popular, it was because of my entrance there. It was because of an argument I had with somebody on your channel. Why did I think that man had on a ski mask for a second? I was about to say, let me get out this parking lot. But I find it so silly. Yeah, he has a tough talk show. His tough talk show is like them arguing about YouTube talking points. It's two people that used to be in the chat all the time, who created shows now, but now they do a panel with him, and they also include other people like Sharon and Izzy Bands. They're all trying to gather the whole sector together and do basically a show between them. Does he target other women? Yeah, he talks about Venus. He waits for Venus to do a show. 2 hours later, he'll fire up a stream doing a reaction to it. So, yeah, he does. Yep, he has a tough talk show also. One that he started doing recently that has no similarities in concept to mine. Nothing at all. And I also talked to him about it a year and a half ago when I wanted to do an overnight show. This is while I was still on a different schedule. So I was like, oh, I want to do an overnight show. You want to do an overnight show with me, Tough Talk? Oh, he said, oh, yeah, we'll talk about it. We never came back and had the conversation. He creates a different concept of it where it's like dust and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I need to give a day to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do a Tough Talk show. And it's going to be based off crime and other concepts and things that I feel like lead to crime. Now he's going to get up there and say, oh, why is Flora copying? I said, copying? I went live on the same day at around similar times. Mind you, his show wasn't even scheduled that day. They had no schedule. He had nothing scheduled on his show that day. But I had my show scheduled for 7 o'clock. Then next thing you know, I see him scheduling the show. I reschedule my show to 7:15. Next thing you know, he rescheduling his show. So he somehow put together that I went and stole his concept. Sky Beauty said, I had to rewind to get a better understanding. I bet if I type that into YouTube, abundance of channels are going to pop up. Weird ass people. Exactly. And that's how I took it. Right? When I said I'm going to roll out this Thursday show, I didn't take it like, oh, I'm going to roll out this Thursday show so I can compete with DJ Witch Doctor, because, I'm going to steal his concept and we're going to... No, this is a concept that I talked about with him in the past that I've been wanting to do. And I've been wanting to set a show. So I'm going through my old thumbnails and I was like, oh, damn, I created a thumbnail for a Tough Talk show a long time ago. Right? The only difference is I spelled tough, Tuff. Right? So when I talked to him, I said, let's do Tough Talks. This is a year. I have receipts of that. Receipts of those thumbnails. So when I was like, let me pick a day, I'm gonna do a show, Tough Talks. And then he's gonna say, oh, she tried to delete the show to hide the evidence. I didn't delete anything. My show got copyright striked. A channel that I've used before in my reviews copyright striked that one video. So I had to take it down. And a lot of the times if you go in and try to edit and take out the parts of that video, it's not going to flow well because I used a good portion of that video to review a concept in the show. So I deleted it. But I got on my community wall not even an hour after I deleted it, and I said, I will be doing the Tough Talk show next Thursday again. The problem is I got copyright stricken. I even introduced the topic for next week because I know you niggas be afraid to talk about what you're going to talk about because you think people are going to steal from you the same way you steal from others. But I have no issue giving you my topic. Go ahead, take it. I'll just change it and come up with something else. Joanne Jenkins says, at the risk of sounding stupid, what is a tough talk? Is it heavy criticism? No, it's more so trying to like dig into the conversations that people don't want to have. Like, for example, I talked about age gap dating and grooming in my last show, right? Everyone likes to act like those type of concepts. Oh, it's no, like no one's gonna be dating a young girl, young guy. Men understand not to date young girls, and then you come out with this situation with David and Celeste, right, where he's dating basically he was 16 years old dating an 11-year-old, and we have Shannon Sharp, 60 plus years old, getting tricked out of millions of dollars by a young 20-something-year-old who was 19 when he was dealing with her, right? That's a tough talk. That's a conversation people don't want to have, because it's easier to get online and be like, oh, Celeste's parents didn't care about her. She was on the run. She was a runaway. She had a bad home life. It's easier to say that than to say that there are a lot of men and women who normalize men dating young girls, right? That's where my concept came from. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate you. It just sucks when channels, yeah, it pretty much sucks when these channels copyright strike, because at the end of the day, if I'm doing commentary on the stories in your show, I'm not necessarily stealing your material. I'm not copywriting it. Meanwhile, Tough Talk for them is probably talking about what women be doing. Oh yeah, one of their listen, their last Tough Talk was like a sexual topic or something like that. This is not, we're not on the same caliber. I'm literally sitting there reviewing. Dorian Gray said, why are you filming in the car? Because I'm about to go grocery shopping after I'm done talking to you niggas. But you know, for me, I go in and I look at research articles. I look at videos of like a show where they're normalizing a relationship with a 19-year-old and a 66-year-old, or a 21-year-old and a 66-year-old, and they met when she was 19. You know, so this is the stuff that I'm reviewing and talking about. I don't care about every nickel and dime bandit in the chat what their opinion is on age gap dating. That's not how I run my shows. But that's how these bandits run their shows. But they're gonna get up there and say I'm copying you, bro. I'll put that shit right back. I'll literally and I can't actually because I deleted it like an asshole. But because it was frustrating. You go in there and you try to take out, they ask you, oh, do you want to edit and take out the parts? Why are they gonna show me like 9 points in the video where I was using that? So I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna sit here and have half of my video just be chopped up because of a false copyright strike that's gonna take me forever to get rid of. So some people do because they make really, really good money, but I'm not doing pre-record, so I'm not gonna fight for that. I'd rather just redo the Tough Talk show. But yeah, it's like their topics are nothing like mine. They're nothing like my channel. Over here, I don't talk about anything like they do. But I'm somehow copying you? Like, get a grip, bro. Some of y'all really, 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 really don't know who you are. And that's why you get up here and talk all type of nonsense about who you think is copying from you, who you think is trying to be you. You don't know what you're talking about. Nobody would look at my channel and think, oh, she's trying to copy out, she's trying to copy DJ Witch Doctor. Nobody's gonna say that. Not one singular person, not even a person who watches you is gonna say that. So I really don't understand. Not to mention, I streamed at a random time that I never stream at. So I got very low views anyway. So you're mad about a video that I did that got low views? Why? I don't get it. I had to reschedule mine like 3 times because I was doing stuff and I was cooking and then I ended up burning something and I had to clean it. So I did it at a random time. So for me, it was like that first stream was just a test stream, just for me to see how things were gonna pan out. And not even 24 hours later, you're getting up here saying somebody's copying you? Scar Beauty said, I've tried to listen to some of these other channels. I just can't. Recycled material and a bunch of idiots talking about the same thing every day. Yeah. And you know, the crazy thing is, Scar Beauty, if you went into some of those chats, you would recognize a lot of people that used to be in different spaces where that's not the type of conversations we would have. And they be in there and they're enjoying that entertainment like it's the first time they've seen that. Like, for me and you and other people, seeing that stuff is recycled material, I'm telling you. Scar Beauty. She said, oh, I've seen. Listen, I'm not finna say nothing about my sisters, okay? I'm not gonna say nothing about my sisters. But I don't understand it. I don't understand the appeal. But again, because these bandits are getting a little bit of attention, this is why you can't give bandit channels attention. You give them un smidge of attention, now that everybody's copying them. Now they're the originators and the creators, and they're the ones who are coming up with the content. They're the content. Like, no, not one person has ever sat down and said, I'm going to review DJ Witch Doctor, other than the people that you talk to. Lana Love said, I love them, but I'm not going. Yeah, because it's just like some conversations, nobody wants to hear you idiots. Like, we've already heard the greats talk about it. We've already heard the greats have the conversation, so why would we sit down and listen to you talk about it? Joanne says, no one should accuse you of borrowing from someone else's material. I like the female-centric topics. And I make it very clear that that's what my topics are. A lot of my conversations come from a woman-centered perspective because you know what? I'm a woman. I don't need to call the spaces that I go to the woman's sphere, because over here I talk about women's issues. I'll also address other people's issues too, because I don't have a problem doing that. Good morning, Rogue C. LGC Rogue C. Yeah, that's Rogue C. How you doing? I just don't understand where you come up with this concept that somebody's trying to steal from you. If we don't even have even close to relatable type of topics, audience, concept for the channels. It's crazy. Scarred Beauty said, I'm sorry, I even side-eye Hampton the way he allows Fantasia to disrespect everyone on his panel. Not Fantasia. Listen, Scarred Beauty. Fantasia gets up there and talks like we don't all know that he drove 16 hours to be rejected. The name being the same is probably his problem. But like I mentioned, Lana Love, I have receipts to prove that I came to him with the concept of a tough talk show. So again, you're not going to take my concept, turn it into your own, and then tell me I'm stealing from you when we don't even have remotely the same audiences. We don't even talk to the same type of people. So you can let the name could be your problem all you want. You don't have creative control over my channel or anybody else. And we're not the same for you to get up here and say, oh, she's trying to steal my concept. We're not the same. I swear, I'm always thinking, do they know these are the same men who debate age of consent? Listen. That's the same, all of these dudes who be in those spaces, that's the type of conversations they have. How can you put that up next to somebody who literally talks about women's issues, femicide, how women are targeted by men? I mean, I'm gonna blow up this space, blow up my space with a conversation about women's ability, women's change in survival just being associated with a man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my topics have nothing to do with any of these bandits. HQ React says, who messing with my flora this morning? HQ, the bandits are trying to bully me and trying to say that I'm stealing from them after they done stole from me and stole my concepts. The bandits are trying to say I'm stealing from them. I slept 9 hours. That's why you guys know I'm up here, up on my bullshit looking like Cynthia. Cynthia the doll, you know, the rag doll that have her hair like this. Hey, Black Beauty, how you doing? Scarred Beauty says, the same man who sat on panels talking about sex dolls. Listen, we know these men are deviants. These men are deviant. So the fact that these men see similarities in themselves between me and them is crazy. I talk about deviance. I talk about... At this point, I need a bandit segment because y'all really want me to start addressing you. If you want me to address bandits, I will. I will. I'll make a bandit-themed show where we go over all the body cam footage that has to do with you bandits. And I have a lot. I promise you I can do 12 hours of shows on you niggas. How you niggas act around the police. Please, give me the green light and I'll do it. Because to sit here and act like I'm trying to steal from you is crazy. Scarby said, I seen Fantasia slip up on Ham panel and say 16 and 17-year-old were a go. LTTV was going to talk about it. Suddenly the live disappeared. You know, they be paying each other. This is what people don't understand too. When something is not a good look, they'll come to each other and be like, please don't, please don't. Barry White, thank you for the super chat. She says, good day. What bandit? I'm nosy. DJ Witch Doctor. I woke up this morning thinking, oh, let me go see what the folks was up to last night. Let me go check on the streams. Because when I woke up, I saw JP on his panel. I'm like, oh, I know they were up to some fuckery all night. So I go over there, I click. And the first couple minutes, I'm listening, da-da-da. And then I hear this man say that somebody copying him. I said, who copied DJ Witch Doctor? I said, who is copying DJ Witch Doctor? I want to know. And then he's going to say, me. And I almost lost my shit. I was so confused. I'm telling you, I was so confused. This is why I want Taz to drop those old videos. Seriously, Scar Beauty, he took away so much context from some of these spaces. I'm telling you, so much content. But I get it. I get it. A lot of those people were very mad about some shows he did. But he has the proof. He has the receipts. A lot of these guys online, mind you, Fantasia being a lonely, single since he got divorced man. I remember him being on panels saying how he was so ugly and how women told him he was ugly and stuff like that, and that made him feel bad and blah 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 blah. I remember those conversations. I wish I would have been smart enough to download them. This is what I'm saying, Black Beauty. How am I copying you? He's trying to say that a certain topic of a show, which again, I'll mention it again, and I will go back and find the thumbnail that I was looking at when I talked about it. He's gonna say he's gonna get on here and say, "Oh, Flo is copying me. Flo running off on the plug." Bro, we talked about this concept, which obviously we're not on the same page of what the concept is, but we talked about this literally over a year ago. And I came to him and I specifically said, I want to do a Tough Talk show. I want to do an overnight show, blah, blah, blah. That's what my schedule was allowing at the time. So that's what I wanted to do. You think this man ever hit me back about that? No. But then he's going to create one and tell me that I'm stealing from him. Scar Beauty said he has a broken wrist and he plays a tambourine. Are we talking about Fantasia now? Yeah. No, the fuck is beeping? But yeah, he's a whole Dusty, I'm telling you. A whole Dusty. I put too heavy of a jacket on. Let me get a different jacket on because I got to go in this grocery store in a minute. But I just thought it was so funny that this man's going to get on here and really try to tell people that I tried to copy him. I copied you? Okay. All right. Just go to your show and show everyone how me and your Dusty show are the same, please. I want you to point to everyone in the chat, everyone on your channel. I want you to point to them and show to them how we have a similar show. A show where I'm actually talking about crime and issues, and you're talking about drama and Dusty talking points. Yeah, he's trying to say that I copied his concept of a show that we talked about over a year ago that I've been said I was gonna do. But the difference is when I talked to him about it over a year ago, was I wanted it to be an overnight show, and it was going to be hosted by the two of us or whatever. It was going to be the two of us hosting it. But again, these people are fake, so they'll take your concepts and go run with it with their friends, which is fine. You can go and do that, but don't now try to come back, circle back, and say that somebody is stealing from you. You have nothing that I want. You don't have an audience that I want. You don't have an algorithm that I want. You don't make any of the money that I want at all. So I think it's very interesting that you're going to get up here and say that someone is trying to steal from you. I'm not petty enough to think that you're trying to steal from me when you literally take my concepts and create a show. I don't do that. I have no issue with you doing that. I have no issue with you and your bandits on that channel calling yourself bandits. A name that I called your father, your forefather, Fatty. And say that that somehow I'm stealing from you. That's crazy. I'm just saying, Barry White, because these people always play these games and it doesn't make any sense. Nobody stole from you. You have nothing that anybody wants to steal. You guys steal from each other because all of you don't have anything to talk about. All of you don't have any originality. All of you don't have and you know, and this is gonna go for the mammies that be in those spaces too. Let me tell you something, bitch. Okay? I didn't want to have to call you this. Because I think if you have a PhD, that you are deserving of being called by your name, doctor. Right? But if you're dusty ass, nobody finds you in no channels where women be, where women are talking about women's issues. The only places that they really find you is associated with niggas online that sit there and talk about your womb. They've talked about you having abortions. They've talked about you and where your pussy going and all the miles that you have on it. None of you hoes that you stay amongst these bandits and you create your little ecosystem online and you sit there and you drag them and think because you're dragging them that you're above them, even though you sit in circles with them, right? None of you bitches are gonna come anywhere near my channel and talk about me and who I've been with in the past. None of you hoes are gonna do that. All right, because this is for you PhD hoes who still love hanging out in the hood. That's the problem. You bitches go and get PhDs, but you still hang out with the nuttiest niggas in the hood. But then be mad at women. That shit weird as hell. I'm sitting there on Venus's channel, and some random bitch gonna get up there and spread a rumor that only niggas talk about on this space. I don't have to steal from anybody in this space. I don't have to go to any of these channels that you people go to for me to have some relevance online. I don't. All I have to do is get online and talk about crime, actually. Talk about crime, put it together decent. I don't need anything that you people have. Nothing. Lana, I'm telling you, this hoe got on, this bitch ass PhD hoe, this bitch with a PhD who hanging out in the hood, who just can't leave the hood niggas alone, is gonna jump on Venus channel and start spreading the rumor that a bandit started, first of all. And sit there and try to call me names and be like, oh, you bottom of the barrel, that's your level, that's why you're over there. Bitch, you live in the black manosphere. You live there. That's your home. How do you live? And this is, everyone's catching a stray now, because now I'm just mad and I'm getting it off my chest. But how do you live in the manosphere, but you're coming at me every opportunity to get? Every time I'm in that Nakersphere chat that you don't like me being into, you're going to sit there and block me out the chat, right? Because you're so mad at me. You're not mad at the nigga that you sat beside for years while he called you names, talked about your womb, said that you had abortions, roasted you for flame for no fucking reason, put your pictures out there on the internet. You're not mad at him. You're mad at me. Stupid asshole. Some of these people online, I'm telling you, the delusion lives in these spaces. They live in these spaces. That's why I don't really like to be on here like that with these bandits. That's why I've been stopping going to these chats, because you go there, you give them a little bit of attention in their chat. Now somebody want to pop off on you and use your name to get something going on their channel. First one to do that, nightish ugly ass. Struggling ass nightish over there begging. Yeah, I'm telling you, Scar Beauty, she's a pure mammy. But you're going to get up here and talk about me and spread a rumor that men have been spreading online to talk shit about me? No, you're a mammy. You're a mammy. If you're going from chat to chat trying to block me in everyone's chat because of someone that I was associated with, you knew that nigga longer than I was married to him. But you're mad about that? Listen, Barry White, I'm not telling nobody to stop loving her. You don't have to stop loving her. Not on account of me, not on because of anything that I say. I'm just addressing the stupidity in these spaces and why I don't be in them in the first place. This is why I don't go to these channels. I don't go to their chats. I don't go there to have conversations. I don't get on panels and talk to people anymore, because that's the quality of people that are there. Oh, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense, Scarpy. Because I like Sister George. I like Sister George, but I know the environment that they have there, the religious women. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, Barry White, this is not for me to change anybody's mind. Y'all can go over there and love her. But never, ever forget who the fuck you are. You be on these spaces twerking with niggas. You were over there working on that nigga's channel for cash apps and super chats, whatever $20 per show he was paying your stupid ass. You was loving it for years, longer than I was married to that nigga, but you get on every channel that you're on to talk shit about me. Or to talk about somebody's level while you're hanging out in the nastiest level of people on YouTube. Oh, listen, Scarred Beauty, I don't want to say nothing, okay? You know, Sister Georgie never did nothing wrong to me, so I'm going to just leave her alone. I'm going to leave her alone. She never did nothing wrong to me, so I'm going to leave her be, unless she covered one of the videos talking shit about me, which I don't think she did. Yeah, Barry White. It's a lot of drama in these spaces. It's a lot of drama. Every time I step in Sharon's show, that ugly ass hoe wants to time me out. Every time I step in there, it doesn't matter what I say, she jump in there and time me out. That's how you know you're pressed. That's how you know that you're panini pressed. Walking around here like a big old bad mammy, and then you're gonna try and come at me. It's just all of this space disgusts me. That's why I don't be in these spaces no more. I have to stay on my own channel. I have to do my own topics, because when I go to these places, it's ridiculous. Scarred Beauty says she mad JP married you and not. Listen, if I could give away my fate, I would give it away in a heartbeat. If somebody told me, Flora, you can reverse everything that happened to you, but we're also going to take away your YouTube channel, I would give it. Is it bad that I would? I would give it. I would start over. I would rather start over on a new channel. Because prior to any issues with him, my channel was growing. It would have been like less steady, right? Because I do think some people did run over here because of all the nonsense with him, and then more people came and stayed because of the crime. Oh, wow, Barry White. You see, I don't be knowing. But you see, Barry White, I'm not going to keep for anybody, because I know that when people get behind the scenes and they have these conversations, I know they probably talk cash shit, even if they're cool with you. So I'm not going to keep for anybody. You can share your thoughts. All I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, if you're more mad at me than the nigga who ran your pictures, who had you working as a slave on his channel for free, who used you up and then tossed you out and started talking shit about you, talking about your womb and talking about how you've been a slut and you've been fucked around on. Me mad at him? Don't be mad at me. Because prior to you talking shit about me and trying to talk about levels, I never let that nigga talk about you online. I told him every time. I shut that shit down every time. But then you thought you were going to talk about me and everything was going to be cool. No, he said, I'm going to go do a show on her. I'm going to show her pictures of her in Africa and her getting bust down. I said, go ahead, I don't care. The bitch should have never talked about me. But the problem is she wanted protection after she talked about me online. No, I don't care. You were dumb enough to share pictures with him. You were dumb enough to share pictures with him, share your life with him. That's your problem then. You should have never talked shit about me in the first place. We're gonna sit there on Venus channel sullying it up because you're a ratchet, dirty ass PhD mammy. Okay, you got a PhD, but you still hang out in the hood every day, so who cares? Your mentality still lives with hood, dusty niggas, so it doesn't matter. She's moved from one channel to the next. So from one Dusty, you were with Dusty JP, now you're with Dusty Sharon, who got a white wife, who be on there acting like he's some sort of like mercenary against bandits. No, he's just like them. They're just like them. You used to be on them panels where they were talking about age gap dating and all that nasty shit. They're all the same. All of these bandits online are the same, and I'm nothing like them. So imagine my insult when I get online and I hear a bandit say that I'm similar to him, that I'm trying to steal from him. That shit pissed me off. I was big mad. And, I didn't really have a problem with Sharon until stuff started happening in my relationship, and I'm seeing people get up line and doing streams daily to talk about some dumb shit and try to act like because what JP did, that as if I'm involved in that. No, I left that nigga and he's still in the same dusty ass position. But a lot of these channels got online and wanted to try and rope me into that and talk about me and act like, oh, she's stupid too, she's degenerate too. No. And that's why he's alone. Yeah, Scar Beauty, all these people are weird because you know what? They fester off of drama within. They don't go look for concepts and shows and things to do. They fester off of the drama within themselves and their own circles. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. When Fatty was building his channel a while ago, a little while ago, that's what he used to do. He used to go from old channel to channel, start some drama, get an argument going on a panel. It wasn't until things got really nasty and we started getting into people's lives and putting people's lives online until that stuff started stopping. Before that, that's what they were doing every night. Every time somebody had a panel, somebody would get up on there and steal a show concept and then go run it on their channel and just review and make money off of that. Yeah, he's definitely trash. Is he borrowing materials from you? I mean, at the end of the day, most of these people have been borrowing concepts and things from me. Like I mentioned with DJ Witch Doctor, you have no leg to stand on talking about copying. You guys literally took the concept of Bandit and created a show. You created a show based off of that concept. You say every day that your shows are just ratchet ghetto mess. They're supposed to be ghetto nonsense, and that's what they are. Thank you, Barry White. I know you stay out of people. You stay out of most of this business. Honestly, the people that run the drama, those are specific people. Everyone else is just here to have a good time. The ones that run the drama are a particular group of people. Hey, Lorraine. They're a particular sector of people. So when I saw DJ Witch Doctor get up here and try to say I'm stealing from him, I know he wants drama. I know he wants the mess and everything that comes with it, because that's what these people do. These people sit here, they wait for you to end your stream. As soon as you end it, they downloaded it. That's what he did. He probably downloaded it. I didn't even watch the rest of it because I was just like, what an idiot. I watched the first couple minutes where he's saying that I stole from him, and I said, I'm not watching no more of this shit. And then he's going to say, oh, she took it down. She wanted to take down the evidence. So next Thursday when I do the show again, you're going to say I took down the evidence? Exactly. I was there. You said Bandit. I started questioning them and Venus made it court. Why are they upset? Exactly. I was calling them Bandit. Venus made Bandit court, which they loved. They loved that. Right? That's why she got a lot of support coming from Manosphere channels. At one point, my channel was coming from, the support that I was getting was coming from men, because they liked being dragged. They liked being acknowledged and talked to and called bandits. They enjoyed that. Yes, NiggaTube is for laughs. That is all. Exactly. It's supposed to just be for laughs. It's not supposed to be this place where people start getting into each other's personal lives and business. Now when people call CPS on each other, unless you need CPS called on you, then this message is going to be for that Dusty. Why are you beating your kids on camera? Why are you yelling and being disrespectful towards your daughters on camera? Right? When somebody calls CPS on you, that's your problem. You find yourself in court and amongst the police quite a bit, and I don't think that has anything to do with people online. Scar Beauty said it's a weird kink they have. Yeah, they have a very nasty fetish. Very nasty fetish. They like being dragged. They like being called names. That's why I stopped doing it. I'm telling you, Scar Beauty. I had to stop doing it because I realized some of these guys were enjoying just the contact. Being acknowledged. Some of these men have never been acknowledged by a woman in their life. Never even looked at. Nothing. And for them, me talking to them was the first time in their life that actually being addressed by a woman. And it was too much energy I was giving them. But they took that energy, they powered up like some Power Rangers, and they took it to their channels. That's what they did. They went and they created channels, they created concepts based off of names and things that people called them. Yeah, it took the whole fun out of it. Their own mothers probably don't acknowledge them. Listen, I'm trying. These men that be online talking crazy, it's definitely a mother wound. It's definitely a mother wound, I'm telling you. Because the way these guys be talking, the way they talk about women and how they feel about women, yeah. It, Barry White said it. They took everything we said and made shows. Yeah, that was Fatty's way. That's how Fatty taught them. You know, all of these men on these channels, they were under the loins of Fatty at one point. Fatty was their father. And I need Fatty to come get his children and teach them about decorum. When you steal from people, you don't start calling people copycats. You don't do that. It makes no sense. All right, guys, I gotta go in there soon and buy my breakfast stuff. Get some snacks for later. It's like you gotta go to the grocery store every 3 minutes nowadays, but I just find it funny, you know. I really do. Barry White said LMAO. Thank you so much, Barry White, for the super chat. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you popping in here. Because it's a whole mess. Thank you, Scarred Beauty. You have a good day, too. I'll probably get off in a few minutes. I'm just trying to get this off my chest because I have some shows to do later. And I'm about to go in this grocery store. But it is ridiculous, some of these people. It's crazy to me. It's crazy the plagiarism that they engage in. But then now suddenly the conversation is supposed to be about copying and copycats. Sir, you don't have an original, you don't have a singular, listen, you know, Africans, you don't have a singular individual thought of your own. You're gonna sit up here and say somebody stole from you? Even if we were to sit down and have the conversation and listen, put them both at the same time and listen to them play out. You got two different calibers of shows. I don't know where you people get your delusion. I really don't know where you people get your delusion from. I don't know. Yes, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm telling you. Make sure you guys go outside and get some sunlight. Get you some validation from the world. There's nothing like being validated by your environment, by the people who see you every day at work, by your friends and family that see you every day. There's nothing like that validation. This validation that you get online from being on a panel, none of that is important. It's not the same. I don't know why some of you guys feel like it's so important. You got to come on here and flex. Barry White, I wish we could all just get along. I wish we could. But the male identified spirit that some women have, listen, I've dropped friends in real life for this. There was a girl I was friends with, Haitian girl. Super cool, like when she's just being herself and just like not being centered and focused on men, she's super cool. But put a man in front of her, my God. This woman she'll hang up on your face, can't even sustain the conversation. At one point I was like, I'm not gonna answer the phone for this girl. Like, I can't even have conversations with you because you get on my nerves. Everything you say gets on my nerves. I remember one day she got into a fight with her nigga, and I guess her nigga was calling her names or something. And this is why I say, like, some people, when they're in their low self-esteem, you can't be around them, right? Because they're going to try and bring you down with them. But this woman, I guess the dude was like talking shit to her and saying she can't get better or whatever. Said something about her body. And she's like, oh, if you think about it, all of us taller women, blah, 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 we shape like men. We shape like transgenders. I said, bitch. Oh, I said, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Okay? Because what type of friend, woman, is going to come to you off of what a man said and be like, oh yeah, we're shaped like men? I said, who's telling you you're shaped like a man? I've never been called that by a man in my life. Never. Never. And I'm 5'10". 5'10", thick in the thighs, long legs. The devil is a liar. We who? We who? I said, I know you ain't talking about me. I said, you can claim that for yourself, honey. Because I don't do that. I don't do that negative self-talk. I don't do that dragging yourself down. Listen, I'm 30 years old now, right? But when I met this person, I was still 29. Listen, Scarred Beauty, 5'10", thickums, 90% legs, proportionate, carrying a dump truck. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm shaped like a man because that's what your nigga told you. Oh, we all shaped like transgender. I said, bitch, please. I said, fly off my phone with that shit. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't call myself names. I don't know. I've had little men tell me they want to climb me like a tree. Listen, I'm Thank you. I just turned 30 in August. Yes, 30 years old. But, you know, I don't claim that shit. Bitch, don't speak for yourself. I told her that. She got so mad. Don't listen. You want to bring that self-esteem, low self-esteem, you keep that for yourself, honey. You're not finna tell me I look like a transgender. You look like a transgender. Your man told you that. That's your business. You're not gonna put that shit on me. There was so much shit like that she would say, though. Like, it just didn't sit well with me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're taking it the wrong way. No, you saying it wrong. I don't claim that. I'm not one of those women that believes because I'm tall and thick that I look like a man. No, you can keep that delusion to yourself. There are thick, tall women all over Africa. I don't claim that. That's how you feel about yourself. That's your business, honey. Her man must be into trans. And maybe. Now that I think about it, he might be. Because the nigga was little and fat. How are you little and fat? How are you letting a little fat man make you feel like that? That's crazy. That's crazy. And it don't even be attractive men that these women be getting tore to the floor by. Oh, Lord. I can't. No, you saying it wrong. Well, listen, you saying it wrong because I don't claim that. I don't claim that negativity. I don't let nobody come to me and try to give me a negative thought. I'm grown. I am a grown adult. Mind you, this woman was like almost a decade older than me. She's like 37. I'm not saying a decade, but still, like, she's way older than me. You should not be having that type of mentality at that age. You got kids, you got mad kids too. They don't even look like it. But this is what you're telling yourself about yourself, your body, and you're trying to get me to be on board with that shit. No, you keep that for yourself, honey. I don't claim that negative shit. When you're somebody who spent a lot of time trying to Sharon, what's up, Sharon? He said your ass ain't grown yet. Just playing. I'm 30 years old. I am 30 years old. Okay, that is grown enough. That's grown enough to see a hater. Grown enough to see somebody who thinks they know some shit they're talking about and they're not. All of that. All of that. It's like as soon as you start talking about the devil, he pop up. You guys realize that? As soon as you talk about the devil, he pop up. It's almost like the devil been listening. Oh, Lord. You guys are funny. This whole space is funny, though. I really want to see something. I want, if you guys are going to say that people are copying you, I want you to really show me down to the play, like where I'm copying you. Show me how we are similar. I want to see it. Show me how you're on my level or how I'm on your level. Scar Beauty said, when you call his name, he shall rear his ugly head. Yes, because the devil is always lurking. Always. Always. When I tell you the devil is lying in wait, the devil has nothing on his schedule. The devil always has an open calendar. The devil has nothing to accomplish. He has nothing to do, right? So he's waiting for you. He needs you to act, right? He needs you to act. He needs you to respond. If you give him nothing, then he dies. But you know what? I like feeding the devil every now and then. I do. I do. Sometimes I want to give the devil something to eat, something to choke on. Every now and then. I have no problem doing that. So again, I would love to see that. I would love you to show me how what I do is similar to what you dusty ass niggas are doing on YouTube. That's what I want. That's all I want to see. If you can show me that, then we good. If you can conceptualize that. Actually, no, we're not good. Fuck you niggas. How about that? How about that? How about fuck every single one of you dusties? You call him Dusty and I call him Dusty. What if I call you Dusty? What if I say you're Dusty just like them niggas? You know what I'm saying? What if I said that? Then where would we be? What would we be talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would the conversation really be? I have a vacuum though, so get a vacuum. Vacuum that shit up. Vacuum that shit up. Someone said, did you smoke? Yes, I did. Yes, I smoked. I smoked the Life Pack. That Life Pack. But yeah, I'm about to go up in this grocery store. So you bandits, I know you love to twerk. So if that's what you're going to do, go ahead. Go ahead. But I'm going to go inside of the grocery store, start my day. And I just want to tell you guys again, you cannot be copied because you are not original. Nothing you do is original. Everything that you do comes from somebody else. Black Beauty said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You guys with the cute, you guys with the quotes, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's give y'all a snap for that. Very good. Very good quotes today. Hey, Big Cap. The other day, Big Cap is going to come on right when I'm about to. Oh, Lord. But yeah, none of these people in this space can claim any of that. I've not spent a singular minute talking about any of you bandits, really, outside of addressing this dust. Because I was just shocked. Shocked. Can you imagine? I woke up and I'm just listening to some of the old dust. I was in the chat too. I even wrote something in the chat. You know that. And I said, let me go in. I'm going to go and see what they were talking about. You know, you got Dusty JP on there running his mouth. So you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. So I said, let me run the replay. And then I look at the title and I'm like, ooh, so he said copying? Who's copying DJ Wishaka? I really want to know. Let me find out. Let me find out. What? They got another sector war? And then next thing you know, they talking about Flo. Their fairy godmother. How is your fairy godmother the one copying you? You people. All right, now I'm definitely gonna go, guys. All right. Hopefully, you guys have a good rest of your. I'll be back later in this afternoon to talk about some black femicide. Um, and then I think I'm gonna do a. Yes, they love me. They love the fact that I dragged them. I think that's definitely something that they enjoy. Um, Scarred Beauty. Unfortunately, I wasn't expecting them to enjoy it. We know you're going to come out his mouth. Yeah, definitely. I already know. Like that's what they do. It's their thing. Sometimes I get mad at myself for falling into their strategies, right? Oh, they're gonna talk shit about you, mention you, say something crazy, you know? Oh, you were talking about that deviant. Yes, 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 that deviant too. I'm trying to forget him, but oh, he's just sticking ahead. Ooh, he's just sticking ahead, honestly. Let me see. Yeah, I did a little bumpy. No, I didn't. Is it gone? Oh, it is. I thought I did a little bumps. I need to take this and take the car to get a wash. Hey, A-Dub, I didn't see you pop in there. I'm about to go grocery shopping, so I do have to let you all go, but thank you for popping in. Girl, you learn not to let it stop anything. Yeah. At one point, someone was like, "Oh, I wouldn't even be doing YouTube if I was you," and I was like, "Ooh, you a hater." I'm like, "Damn, you hating real bad. You telling me I shouldn't even be doing YouTube anymore? You must be big mad. Like you thought I was gonna get offline because a bandit thought he was gonna sully up my name. That's crazy." Then he said that the rapid chicks are better winning. Annoying. I won't wait for an hour next time. What do you mean, A-Dub? The type of men that like ratchet women, they're the type of men that want to live a lawless life. They don't want to follow the laws. They don't want to do the right thing. That's the type of men that like ratchet women. A-Dub, I'm sorry. Last night when I got home, I was so, so tired. So, 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 so tired. Yes, no, I work in a field that is draining. So, yes, 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 I'll see you there. Okay, bye, guys.